We're live now. We're live on Facebook.
All right.
So I was introducing Melissa, our owner and manager, and the rest of us are here to make everybody else look good. Especially, we want to make Melissa look good. So tonight, smile, Melissa, because you're looking good.
Excellent.
And then,
Excellent.
Then we have Eric Zuslav, who's our winemaker au contraire. And let me brag just for a second on this guy. One of the wines that we had reviewed by a wine enthusiast just this week was a 90-point Malbec. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's great stuff.
That.
And then over here is KZ, who, her name is Zuslav too. It's not one of those weird things. Okay, your brother and sister. But she has probably, next to Melissa and I, the longest range of tasting experience at Crystal Basin, maybe except Todd there in the background. So this is the coolest thing, because we really wanted to be able to bring people in and be a little bit intimate with how we blend these wines. And
right.
So while people are kind of getting settled in, everyone's kind of wondering, okay, what's the format and how do we do this? Let me talk to you about a couple.
Okay. Hey, so Mike, we need, people cannot hear you. So you're still having issues with your audio. They're asking you to move closer, turn up the volume. And so I appreciate everybody out there bearing with us. We were trying to get our audio here. All right, Mike, go ahead. Try it again.
Does that work a little better?
No, it's still really low. Let's get that earbud back in.
All right, how about this one? Is this one working better?
Not really.
Not really?
I think I need a drink, man. Where's my drink at?
The thing is, technology is failing us, I think.
Yes.
I can hear Eric.
You can hear me.
Yeah, let's just let Eric do all the talking.
No, Eric doesn't talk. All right, we're going to try one more time. This is like where we all have social distancing earplugs, right? Notice how that works. Is that better? Are we
Yes,
better?
that is way better. And everyone out there saying much better, much better.
Much better. Okay.
Much
probably
better.
Not because I took this off, because they can hear me, right?
Exactly.
I see how that works.
All right. So, Mike, we have a lot of people out there. They're joining us both from Facebook and they're joining us on Zoom. So thank you guys very much for tuning in tonight. And again, if you just joined us on Facebook or Zoom, we're going to be doing a Triumphant blending with Mike Owen and his team. And Triumphant, Mike, tell us a little bit about what the Triumphant is.
So Triumphant's a Bordeaux blend. And Bordeaux is the wine growing area on the west coast of France. And it's below the beaches of Normandy, which is something we all can relate to as Americans. The main grapes grown there: Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, Cabernet Franc, Malbec, and then also Petit Verdot. And the cool thing is the 40 people who are lucky enough to get kits are being able to taste all those different wines tonight. And we're trying to show people what we go through when we're trying to make an optimal blend, so that you can see what efforts we put together to make that happen. And, I think there's some shout outs in order. I think we have some people from Texas. I think we have some people from Arizona. I think we have some people from Washington. There's really a nice mix and a wide geographic spread. And thank you all for supporting us in tough times. That's really cool.
Well, listen, we've got all kinds of people out there from, like you said, all over, and on Facebook. You got a lot of love going in out there. I know you guys can't see the Facebook feed, but lots of friends tuning in. They're excited to hear you and excited to see what's going on. So we will definitely keep moving on with this tasting. So Mike, you wanted to do something a little funky tonight with your tasting panel.
Well, it's more that I kind of wanted you guys to go get some tools. If you're out there, here's how you do it.
Okay.
I want you to set up 5 glasses in a row, and I want you to pour a little bit of those each of the wines in a line. We're starting with Cabernet Sauvignon, and KZ can hold up the order that we'd want you to do that in. Get a piece of tape, because you'll need a roll of tape in order to kind of keep up with the blending percentages. That's one of the harder things. Drinking's easy. Writing stuff down and remembering what the hell you did, that's a lot harder. And so that's why we have Eric. I'm not so good at that. So this is what I think you should do. Go grab a roll of tape. Doesn't matter what color. Grab a pen and then you want to use the things that KZ is showing you here as your shortcut.
Merlot, Cab Franc, Malbec,
and Petit Verdot. And those are the 5. And so those are the components. And so the first thing we want to do, I mean, what we do in our world is we always taste some bubbly first. Not everybody has this luxury, but if you're
I'm amazed. I didn't even know that, Mike. I just poured the bubbles because in my world, bubbles go with chili dogs. That's what I had for dinner. So, so listen, everyone's got to get their materials. They weren't prepared. So everyone's like, slow down a little bit. To answer a couple of questions out there. We had a question, Debbie McCarthy. Yes, people can join on Facebook Live. They're doing that right now. So have them go to Facebook if they can't get on to the Zoom meeting. And if you don't have 5 glasses, you know what, Mike? Did I miss the memo? I only have 3 glasses here. I need 2 more glasses.
Yeah, you're in a world of hurt.
All right. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn this over to you for a second so I can get 2 glasses and I'll be right back.
All right. So I'm going to do some songs from the 70s. Okay. Feelings, nothing more than feelings. Nah, maybe not. Anyway, so the purpose of this is to show what California can do. And California, Melissa and I had a chance to live in France in the 90s, and we tried to taste wine everywhere we could. And what we discovered was that the grapes from El Dorado County were at a quality level of anything we could find anywhere in the world. And so the nice thing is, because there's so many grape varieties grown in California and there's so many in El Dorado County, what we're able to do is make the best blends after you make the best wines from great grapes. And so the thing is, if you're making blends, making component adds together with really high quality elements, it doesn't get worse. And so then it's what really is that optimal blend. And that's what we're in search of tonight. It's going to be fun. So now if everybody has got their tape and they got their order and they got the in order of these, I want everybody to taste through those 5 wines in a row, because the first thing you got to do when you're doing this blending is understand what you got.
Okay.
Right. And so you might find that the Cabernet Sauvignon, it has more tannin, and you might find that the Merlot is really kind of got a little chocolate aspect, and you might find that the Cabernet Franc has got a really bright cherry. The Malbec's kind of earthy, and the Petit Verdot is your base note. And so once you have those flavors in your mind, then you're kind of ready to blend. So I will give everybody a couple minutes, ask some questions, and we'll sip through these, and then we'll all jump back in about a minute or two and see what people's impressions are.
Okay, so as they're getting their wines poured, I'm going to be doing that too, pouring into my glass. A couple of housekeeping things. By all means, send questions in either via Facebook or Zoom, and we'll get those answered. Also, if you happen to be on the Zoom meeting, you can raise your hand. I think, Mike, did you want to have a couple more panelists on here? Is that what anyone who wants to play can play? All right. So if you're watching by Zoom and you have a camera on and you want to be on camera and talk to us as we're doing this, raise your hand and we'll get you on camera and live in person.
Malbec, sulfur.
So we'll have see maybe the first 5 or 6 people that do that. All right, I'm gonna get you here on camera. I'm pouring my wine, by the way. I should take a picture of this and post it on Facebook. It's quite the scene. 5 glasses, 5 bottles of wine in front of me. This is interesting.
So I don't know that anyone else has tried to do one of these live blending seminars, and so we're gonna over the course of this, we're gonna become a little bit insular and focus really on what we're doing here to be able to lead this appropriately. And so lean over our shoulder, ask all those questions, help us explain to you what we're trying to do so that the pieces come together. What I suggest to people is this: if there's just 2 of you enjoying these, consider finding the best version of the blend that works for you. Put a bottle or 2 away for the weekend. That's why there's 5 of those, and that way it keeps you from having to drink 5 half bottles tonight, Russ.
I agree. We're getting some brave souls out here joining us on our feed. So first off, let's see who just joined us.
Leanne and Keith.
Yep, bush zogs. Leanne and
Zog.
Keith are here.
Zog.
Ah,
Bush Zogs. Awesome. All right.
Zog.
And it looks like
Yeah.
Debbie should be coming on here any second.
Start my video. Put yours on.
all right.
There
raise
you
your
are.
hand.
Deb.
Raise the hand on
All right. So just a couple of ground rules here. We have to make sure that, well, we just lost someone. We have to make sure that we can hear Mike. So if I have to, see, Debbie's not listening. This is really for Debbie.
I'm right here.
If I have to mute you guys, I'm going to mute you because we have to allow our instructor to give us guidance on what we're doing here. So we have some more, Mike. Hold on, man. We got some people that want to come in and be a part of this.
I want it to look like the Brady Bunch.
Yeah, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it to look like the Brady Bunch.
Hollywood Squares.
All right. So Stacy is on. She wanted to be a part of this. Let's see, where's she at? Okay, there we go.
Hola.
And let's see, I can do a couple. We have more people that want to be a part of this than we can actually get up here. So I'll see if I can get a couple of more. Does everyone have wine in their glass? I hope everyone has wine. If you're out there watching on Facebook, you can certainly follow along with any wine you happen to have. That could actually be kind of funny. They'll be blending just whatever they happen to have in their pantry, Mike.
So are we supposed to have a little bit of each one in each of our 5 glasses we have out right now?
Yeah, you want to have one each of the 5 wines. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Okay,
We're doing that
so-
now.
All of you guys, everyone that's on camera right now, please mute your mics unless you want to talk. All right, keep your mics
Okay,
muted. Yep.
Mute your mic and I'll put mine on.
Yep.
Right, we're getting
Okay,
better at this.
Is everyone got their mics muted? We've never done this, folks. So if you're watching out there in Facebook land, we've never had so many people on our panel, and this is a panel that is unlike any other. We've got 2 more people joining, and then we'll have to see if we can.
Burger, woohoo! Look
Yeah.
at Greggy.
All right, you guys, excellent.
So is everybody?
All right, you guys, if you're out there and you're on camera, make sure that you are muting your mics. I still hear too many mics.
Deb, you got to
Debbie McCarthy, you're getting us, Deb.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna have to mute you. All right, I just muted her.
Thank
you. See, that's what happens. I had to mute you, Deb. You didn't have your mic on mute, so
Those
I had to
people
mute
from
you.
Nevada, you just can't. You know,
those Nevadians. Okay, we've got our Brady Bunch. This is what Mike wanted. This is what Mike gets. Everyone's on here. Welcome, you guys.
Look at that.
Look at that. You guys are all part of the tasting. Everyone has 5 wines in front of them. And Mike, we're ready to go.
So we have them in this order because Cabernet Sauvignon is usually the lead wine in a Bordeaux blend. It can be the next thing in line is usually Merlot, and so and then Cabernet Franc usually kind of plays in the back back of the chorus. Malbec and Petit Verdot are always bit players. So what you'll find here in the big picture, what we're trying to do is find out what one of these wines ends up needing to be dominant in the blend for it to do for it to taste like we want it to. So what we're going to do next, after you get an idea how all the pieces play together or play individually, we're going to play them together by making a Cabernet dominant blend, a Malbec dominant blend, and then maybe an equal blend. And for those 3 are the ways that we're going to start. And what we're going to do here is we're going to give you the percentages that we're going to blend so that you can do your own. You've got your graduated cylinder. So when you're doing this, make sure you're playing along with this because it'll be up for a little while. But write down, glass number 1 of the blend has this percentage of Cabernet Sauvignon, this percentage of Merlot. And that way you guys can track along with what we're doing with this. Because we are really interested in feedback on this. We have the complete right to ignore your feedback and do whatever the hell we want, but we really enjoy your participation.
Hey, Mike, was there a certain order that these should have been tasted in? Or just random, just whatever.
Ouch.
Just anything? Can you hear me, Mike? Are you frozen?
Green as we could possibly do it.
Wave to me, Mike. Say hi.
And so our computer froze. If you can,
Okay,
Todd, if there's a way to address that.
Okay, good. Yeah, you were frozen, Mike. I didn't know if you were doing that for real or if you were actually doing the mannequin challenge.
Yeah.
All right. So, and folks out there, if you're on screen right now and you do want to ask Mike a question, just raise your real hand. Just raise your real hand, and we'll get you on so you can ask Mike a question. Okay. They want to ask you a question, Mike.
You be comfortable texting.
All right.
Them? Okay, that's great. We're having some freeze problems,
so
we
know
might
what
have too
the
many people on screen.
NV, what the NV before the Petit Verdot is. What's the NV before that?
Good question.
NV, non-vintage.
So NV is non-vintage, and so we don't make Petit Verdot every year. But for Leanne and Keith, I can tell you that comes from the Georgetown Divide up where you guys live off the Duarte Vineyard. And it's a combination of 2017 and 2018 grapes. And so we thought that PV Envy would be kind of an interesting way to label that, because Pinot Envy's been done.
All right.
So and it's that's always your bass note, right? That's the bass drum in a blend typically. Okay.
So what do we do now, Mike?
So now we've been through all these wines and you get an idea, we're going to lead you through our first step, which would be to make a Cabernet dominant blend. KZ, do you want to grab this scroll here? And so on this one, we're going to do 40% Cabernet Sauvignon, 20% Merlot, 20% Cabernet Franc, and 5% each of Malbec and Petit Verdot.
Okay, we didn't have to remember that because you realize by the end of this, none of us are going to remember any percentages at all.
But that's why we have this prop here. So KZ is doing a fine job of making sure you guys remember what the hell we said at least this time.
KZ's like the ring girl. She's got to make sure it's all right.
Yep.
She's checking it.
And
checking it out with a coach.
And she's going to do it on the tape so that we have a chance to remember what we're doing too.
Okay.
Here's this. And Melissa, why don't you show us while we're doing this? Melissa's going to show you this special thing that you all should know on the other side. And
okay,
so go ahead.
We need to start by pouring 40% Cabernet Sauvignon into our beaker, right?
Well, what I would do is I would put 40 mils of Cabernet Sauvignon.
Yeah, 40 mils.
Beaker,
okay.
And then I'd put 20 and 20, and then 5 and 5. Maybe even do the two last ones as 10% in total. So it's really hard to pour just 5 mils. But ultimately, that way you don't have to try to get it right the first time when you pour it that way.
And this isn't an exact science, right? It's kind of like
it's as close as anything gets in winemaking. So Melissa's going to show you this amazing thing because you should know about this while somebody's blending. Woohoo! There's our other ring girl.
I see that. So Triumphant Futures for $360. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and anyone who purchased the kit gets $75 off of that, and so $285 for a case of Futures of Triumphant Futures is what the shtick is tonight.
Okay. Hey, KZ, can you move that? That's got to be a little closer. We can't see that, and all of us have already forgot the percentages. We're like, okay, we're pouring, but we're forgetting. All right. So Merlot is 20%. So 40, 20, 20, and then 5. So Merlot. So if I'm in my beaker, I've got 40 mils of Cab. I should have up to 60 now when I pour in my Merlot. And I'm wearing purple, folks. So if I spill on myself, it's great. I also have a keyboard protector on my keyboard because I'm kind of pretty much anticipating I'm going to be spilling something on me before it's over with.
All right, I see Cicciones are in the game.
All right.
All right, Garcias are in the game. Trisha Nelson looks focused.
Yeah, it's this is really this is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
How about Team Nevada? Are you guys keeping up?
Okay, so Mike, just for no other reason than just to say what the F, that total only totals 95%. So it's
No,
we're not
no,
trying to
no,
get
no.
100. We're not trying to
No.
get 100 milliliters, right?
No, I think you're a lot more
40,
stoned
50,
than I
60,
am.
80.
Even. This is
Wait, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 85, 90. Am I wrong, people?
It's 90%. No,
90%.
Yeah,
Is
what
it
you want to do
90%?
is, yeah, what you want to do at that point is just put some scotch in it. No, I'm joking.
Okay, so we don't need to be at 100. We don't. I was
So
a little
let's-
worried there. I'm
yeah,
like,
let's-
wait a minute. Should we be at 100 milliliters? No, we're gonna
Yeah.
only be at 90.
Well,
All right.
let's do 10 each of Malbec and Petit Verdot, guys. So add another dose of what you did there.
Okay, 10 each. I was just curious. I mean, we could do 90. I'm good with that. I'm good with that, but we'll go ahead and do.
Here's the number one.
All right.
Yep. Well, somebody's got to help me with the math while I'm
Hey,
talking.
Mike,
Yo.
my question now, we don't have the little glass stir things,
No, use the swirl.
the swirl and the beaker. All right.
Oh, no, yeah, dude. Yeah, remember,
Pour it in your glass.
I suggest not blending in your beaker because it's hard to pour exactly the right amounts. It's easier to pour 40 mils, put that in the glass, 20 mils, put that in the glass.
All right. Now you
It
tell
helps.
me.
Yeah, well, it helps when it adds up to 100, but we'll get better at that.
All right. Well,
All right. And so
all right, I'm
now,
pouring it in now.
I know we got that first one there. Now we're going to do one that's Cabernet, that's Merlot dominant. And so this one, KZ, can I borrow the thing?
So we're just supposed to blend these, set them aside, and then we're going to come back to them. So if anyone out there has a question for Mike, if you're on screen, definitely raise your hand. We got a question, Mike. Stacy's got a question for you.
Okay.
And so does Deb. Deb doesn't think we can see her. You know what, though? We can see you, Deb. Hold on 1 second. Let's get Stacy. All right, Stacy.
So when we tasted through the wines, which ones would you say are the most dominant? The Cab and the Merlot, it sounds like. Are those the two that you would agree are the most dominant?
Well, so what we're going to do is we're going to make a Cab dominant blend. That was the first one we did. And this next one we're trying to get the percentages right on is the Merlot dominant blend. And the key is to taste those against each other and see which one you like better. Because ultimately, one of those will kind of tend to pop out and be the one that you like. And then you kind of refine from there.
Okay. Thank you.
So.
All right. We're going to get
20,
Deb.
20.
Deb's going to be coming on here. Hold on. Wait.
40.
Debbie.
No,
Debbie, can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you now. Yes, I can
I
hear you.
can hear you.
Okay,
How's it going, Deb?
I'm good. I have to apologize. We're all social distancing. We got two couples there and I'm over here. So it really wasn't me chatting. It was them, just so it's not my fault in the beginning. They threw me
Okay.
under the bus. So I do have a
So-
question.
20.
So this thing here, I kind of got lost. I just made my own mixture. Is that cool?
I would put that in a different bottle and start again. It doesn't
Really?
because you're not tracking along. You can, anything is good when you're drinking. Let's be honest.
I was trying to track along, but you went too fast.
Well, didn't go too fast. I had this up for like 20 minutes.
I know, but it's Debbie.
I know. But so
Anyway.
look,
Mike, you need to
Okay.
pace the show for Debbie. Come on.
Yes. No, I will try.
okay.
Problem.
So
All right.
anyway, so
Okay.
we're on to blend number 2, guys.
Blend number 2.
Blend number 2 is the Merlot dominant blend. Okay. We
Okay.
just made the Cab dominant blend, that was when the first one we did as a blend. This one is the same mix, except you switch the Cabernet to 20% and you make the Merlot 40%. And to answer Stacy's question, those are the two that we're going to kind of compare against each other. Then we're going to do a third one, Stacy, that has equal parts of Cab Franc, and Merlot, and see if equal parts work better than one being dominant over another one. We in the years we've made Triumphant since 2003. We've never had a Cab Franc dominant Triumphant blend yet. And as much as we like Cabernet Franc, that just hasn't been how the Bordeaux blend has come together. And so what we're trying to do in this is in the same way that when we're experimenting to do our thing, we'll do a few of these iterations. And then when we find something we like, we pull out 2016 Triumphant and figure out if it's like what we like.
Okay. So 40% Merlot, 20% Cab Sauv, 20% Cab Franc.
And then
and then
10%
the
each
10
of the other, the little guys.
The
We
little
call those
guys.
the little guys.
Do you think that these, do you think that the Petit Verdot and the Malbec kind of feel inadequate, that you don't use more of them?
Well, you
I
know,
mean, seriously.
the Merlot has always been an also ran because it was with the people who were lost the Spanish Inquisition grew. And so they've always been kind of a pariah. That's why not much Malbec is grown in France. And Petit Verdot, I mean, think about how left out it is. It doesn't even have an E.
That's true. It couldn't afford it.
No.
So just to address someone out in Facebook land, we've got a lot of people saying, I think they want to get the kit next time. So next time you guys want to participate, just contact Mike. I think he's going to do another one of these. Joe Garcia was saying, tilt the camera down. You can't see the percentages. That's Petit Verdot on the bottom, and that's a 10%. There you go. Okay.
Right.
Now we got it.
All right. So now we got those two. And I would say sip on those and just take an example of how much different they can be with just those small differences. And you really see the effort that we're trying to go through to make the right blend. Because God knows if we screw this up, you people all be mad at us. We can't do that.
Yep.
So I'm tasting the first one, which is Cab Dominant right now.
Okay. Going along with you. So we're doing the Cab Dominant one right now. Mike says he would love the Cab Dominant one, knowing the barrels are in the back. Merlot has a nice cocoa to it. That's Mike and Beverly House. They're commenting on Facebook. I think he's going to snag some, make his own kit.
I'm going to keep my eye on that guy.
Mm-hmm.
So we are doing another one of these in 2 weeks. And
all right.
So, go. Russ, tell us about that one.
Okay, wait, we got a question though. Go ahead.
Actually, I'll tell Mike and Bev hi.
Oh, Mike. Okay, they're saying hi to Mike and Beverly out there. Okay, so in 2 weeks, we're doing May 7th, right?
That's true. It's a Thursday.
It's a Thursday. So 2 weeks from today, it's a Thursday. We're going to be back here and we're going to be doing a different blend. So tonight, if you haven't had it, this is what we're blending. It's the Triumphant. And it's a Bordeaux blend that we are trying to duplicate. But in 2 weeks, we're going to do Victory. We're going to do the Victory and deconstruct that and then blend it ourselves. So if you would like to join us in 2 weeks, make sure you visit the Crystal Basin Cellars website and you can get that up there. And Greg had a question. I'm unmuting Greg.
Yeah, question.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Hey, Mikey, what is PV besides Puerto Vallarta?
Petit Verdot.
Petit Verdot. Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Petit Verdot.
Verdot?
Verdot. Verdot. Yeah.
Verdot.
Verdot.
So
Yes.
what was people's impression from the first two wines? Because we always kind of look at these break points and take one direction or another when we're doing these blendings. I'm just interested in some feedback. Trisha? Or sorry, that's Paul. No, Trisha in the middle.
All right, Trisha, let's see. Let me get Trisha. There you go. All right, Trisha.
Okay, now can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. I'm a cab girl, so I gotta say that the first one with the cab heavy was way more balanced to me and delicious and smooth. Whereas the Merlot, probably because I'm not as big, I'm more sensitive maybe to the Merlot flavors. It didn't seem as smooth. It was a little more overpowering and not as good in my opinion.
Nice. And you see how much it changes with just those small percentages, don't you?
It did.
And that's the cool thing for us is when doing this. And I think Melissa spoke out in favor of the Cabernet blend as well. What do you think, KZ?
And I get the same thing is the one with a little Merlot. I do like the nose on it, but it has that kind of astringent aftertaste, a little bit.
Yeah, and it's almost
not as smooth, and I like a smooth finish.
It's almost too soft, and that doesn't have enough. There's three components of a wine flavor. There's the attack, which is the first response your mouth has to it. There's mouthfeel and finish, and so those are the three components we're trying to optimize in this kind of a blending effort. So okay, we kind of all like the Merlot, or sorry, the Cab Dominant blend as a starting point. we're going to do one more flight of fancy here, and that'll help us hone in on where we're going to go with the next steps.
All right, Mike, and we have a question from Michelle. We're going to put her so she can talk. Michelle, can you hear us, Michelle?
30,
Hello,
30,
Michelle.
30, 30, 35, 5.
She has her mic muted, so we cannot hear her. But she did have a question. All right, go ahead, Mike.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a version which is equal parts of all the three major players: Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, and Merlot, and then 5% of the little guys. And so we're going to make that as if you were going to try to treat all the three main players equal, and just have the little guys in the background. That's the this is the next one that we suggest that you make. Angela, what's happening?
Okay, so 30% Cab Sauv, 30% Merlot, 30% Cab Franc, and then 5% of the other two guys.
5 and 5, yep.
All right.
I'll leave that here.
So that one should be pretty straightforward.
No,
30,
30, 30, 30.
5, 5. It's not.
He's not doing all.
No, but it's
We can hear you, Debbie.
Oh, sorry.
We can hear you. Careful, don't say bad words.
And don't think bad thoughts.
Don't think bad thoughts. Don't say bad words. Mike, do you know what the 7 words you can't say on TV? Did you ever see that skit?
I did, and I can't repeat it here.
We're not on TV. This isn't a network. Although Facebook might bleep you. That's a thing. When we just do these on Zoom and it's just a little closed loop system, kind of our own little terrarium, you can do whatever you want. You can say what you want, do what you want. But when we go live on Facebook, then you have to watch out for like music in the background. You know, they don't want to hear any music that shouldn't be back there. And
another thing that's kind of concerning, Russ, is that, you know, can 2-ply show up?
No, 2-ply. I don't know, man. Well, you know what? I have no control over that. I have no control over 2-ply. I don't think anyone does.
Whenever it's time, 2-ply can bust a rhyme.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, 2-ply does what he wants. It's his world.
We're all just living in it.
It's right. We're just living in 2-ply world.
2-ply always shares the extra ply. You only need one, really.
I'm surprised. I better not say it. I was just going to say I haven't spilled a drop yet. Now watch. I'm going to drop all these bottles. Yeah. I'm very impressed how the wine pours out of the bottles into the beaker without going everywhere. Who would have thunk it?
That means you're still sober, Russ. We'll see how everybody else is doing out there.
I am. And you mentioned something about 420 earlier, but that's not the case.
No, that was earlier this week. And
that was a Monday.
Yeah, Cheech and Chong are still stuck on the side of the road.
And so is Willie. Willie and Snoop.
Nerdy.
Snoop has his own wine line now. Did you see that?
I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah. I mean, but he's got his own cannabis line and wine, and then Willie's got his own cannabis line.
Yeah.
He was partaking on Monday.
That's a whole faux shizzle thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we got this one now, which is equal parts. And so you can see this is, think about shooting the middle on this one, guys. And so as people get a chance to think about that in the context of the other two, again, we're really interested in feedback.
Yeah. I can tell you, for me, this one almost is a, I don't know. This one seems to be more kind of my style, I think, in this. Go ahead. You can unmute yourself. Yep. Your hand's up. Go ahead. Just unmute. Up. She can't hear.
Unmute.
No. Unmute. I'll unmute her. All right. There you go. I think you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, I was trying to. I couldn't figure out how to do that.
No worries.
So it smells pretty earthy, but I really like this one. Yeah.
Nice. And so the earthy is the earthy an appealing kind of thing, Leanne, or is that something that's off-putting?
The taste makes the difference.
Okay.
It's not horrible. It's just more earthy. I mean, I could definitely do that. It's not, yeah.
I don't always love it. You know, I don't always love the term earthy because to me it reminds me of putting dirt in my mouth.
Well, no, Because I grew up with dirt in my mouth. It's all good. That's how come, I survived cancer that way. I'm pretty sure. Had all the germs, everything. It's all good.
You guys out on the divide are definitely hardy
Yeah. Looks like Trisha, you wanted to give some word here.
Oh, I was just laughing about the earthy stuff,
Mhm.
but I think it's still, for me, there's too much Merlot. It's not as rich and full as that first one was, because for me, Merlots don't have enough to them to begin with. And so I like it better than the second one, but there's still, I'm getting that at too much of the Merlot taste. Okay. Someone agrees with me.
Yeah, no, I think there's probably a lot of people that agree with you.
We like to hear.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of this, is everyone has such a different taste. And that's why
varietals.
Yeah, exactly. So, Mike, that's why, Mike, you have so many different blends, right? Your blends appeal to so many different people. So just give us a heads up. What's in the Victory that we're going to be doing in 2 weeks?
Well, so let me go one level above that for a minute and talk about the Ascendance program. And because there's so many great grapes within El Dorado County, we can find these great vineyards and make wines that are really on type.
Mm-hmm.
So then you can make what I call world wines. This is one of the world wines that happens to be from Bordeaux. There's another one that we're going to do called Victory. That's from the Rhone region. It's like a Chateauneuf Pop, Grenache, Mourvedre, Syrah. And then we also use our Sangiovese to make a Super Tuscan. And that's a Sangiovese plus some Cab or Merlot or both. And then we do another one called Quixote, which is from the Rioja region, north of Barcelona
Mm-hmm.
in Spain. And that's Grenache and Tempranillo. And so the nice thing is there's patterns out there. There's, hundreds of years of history for those particular grapes combining in a certain way to create flavors. And the coolest thing is with our really brand new wine region within El Dorado County has only been around since the 60s, guys. We're able to emulate these world wines and really do things that no one thought was even possible 20, 30 years ago.
Right.
And so it's so cool to be on the experimentation end of this and to share it. It makes me all jiggly.
I know you're getting a little misty eyed there.
I know.
Hey, listen, just wanted to give some shout outs. People are having some comments. Carol and John agree with Trisha. Michelle says it doesn't have the attack. This one's got fruit forward, fair amount of tannin. Let's see who else. Heidi likes this one, which I do too. I like this last one. I'm more of the earthy kind of person, so this one kind of fits into what I like. And then, of course, on Facebook, Mike says use the term forest floor. Just sounds
Forest
better
floor,
than
earthy.
than dank, stinky, earthy. A lot of these terms that people use.
Yeah,
dank's the wrong
is,
term for wine, though.
Yeah, that's definitely a Cheech and Chong kind of
that's
thing.
that's a 420 term. Shouldn't apply to this. And then Carol and John asked, what is the Campione considered?
Campione is a Super Tuscan.
Okay.
Getting off subject. My
Yep.
favorite.
And the key thing is, so what we're going to do is kind of take where people have given us direction towards.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hearing that the Cabernet-based blend is the one that people kind of dig, but they like a little Cab Franc in there as well. And so the next blend we're going to make, you guys ready? KZ is going to write this one down.
All right, here we go. Blend number 4.
We can do some scribbling. All right, so we're going to do, and this is very similar to one of the ones we did a few years ago, guys. It's going to be 40% Cab Sauvignon.
Okay.
30% Merlot. 30% Cab Franc. Nope, that's too many. Too many percentages. Hold on. 20%. Sorry, 25 Merlot and 25 Cab Franc.
So this is where
You're doing milliliters, not percentages, right?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's milliliters. Well, or you could do percentages depending on how much you're drinking.
So it's 40% Cab Sauv, 25% Merlot, 25% Cab Franc,
5-5.
and 5-5. All right. It's always 5-5. I'm really feeling like we need to start a movement here for Petit Verdot and for Malbec.
The Malbec
Just-
is really good by itself. I'm just gonna
Yeah, I think the
Yeah.
Malbec is feeling a little bit underappreciated.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and Malbec is extraordinarily hard to blend because it has such a strong flavor and it has that forest floor
Right.
term, a greenness, and it's not mossy. Mossy's kind of negative. I don't know. But Malbec is really difficult to use as a blend. It'll work a little bit, but it's hard to lead with.
Shoot, I don't have an empty glass. I'll just have to make
Yeah, you
my own
could
dump
work
blend.
on that. Yeah. Well, you could
Yeah.
dump. You could also use the organic dump bucket, Russ. That's
I know, that's true.
carbon based.
So, when people are talking about terms, I'm one of those people that I don't like wine to be too stuck up and too pretentious. I mean, you shouldn't be an asshole when you're talking about wine. So if you say it smells like mushrooms or forest floor or whatever, that's your term. It's all good. I mean, look at cat pee is a term people use for Sauvignon Blanc.
Not for Crystal Basin, they don't.
No.
Well, do you even have a Sauv Blanc?
Well, we might, but not after that comment, sir.
Hey, that's not a bad comment. I'm serious. When you're drinking a nice, you get grassy notes on it. But cat pee is definitely one of those
Well,
very.
hey, I just got to say, our terms at Crystal Basin are net 30, okay? Just so everybody knows.
You have your own terms.
No, net 30.
You're speaking your own language now. You need to let people know what you're talking about.
No, net 30 means pay me in 30 days.
Oh, okay, net 30. It sounds like you're saying nut 30.
No, that's different. Ooh.
All right. Oh, actually just spilled a drop. See what happened?
I made you spill finally.
You made me spill.
Yeah.
I got 2 drops on my computer screen or my
So
computer
much,
keyboard.
so much for the whole trained professional thing, huh?
I'm trying to.
Yeah.
Oh, was I unprofessional?
No, you're spilling. Don't hurt yourself.
Oh, okay. I if I was unprofessional, I apologize.
No, it's.
I'm spilling so much, I might need more napkins.
All right.
Smooth and it's got the cab forward.
All right.
I'm unmuting myself.
I know. Go ahead.
Can I ask you, so on this one, I just decided I'm going to share. On this one here, I put my hand got heavy on the Cab Franc, and I love it. I have more Cab Franc and I have less of the last one. I almost filled my beaker up too quick. So I really like it.
That one's good.
I like
that's
this
good.
one. I have extra Cab Franc in this one.
Hey, I have to answer Avalon Brown on
Okay.
Facebook. She
I'm
said
unmuting now, I'm just sharing.
she's never ever heard the term cat pee when used with the Sauv Blanc. And I just have to give you a little bit of background. Last year, actually, and this year too, I get to do the home winemaker judging at the California State Fair. It's very cool, and I can't believe that I actually got chosen to do that, but it's really fun. And you get to taste all these wines at these home winemakers, which Mike Owen himself started this way, making wine in his bathtub or garage or wherever he was making it, under someone's house, I think what it was. But Cabernet, the cat pee for Sauvignon Blanc is something that when I sat down and they said, you're going to taste a whole flight of Sauvignon Blanc, and it was over 30 glasses of Sauvignon Blanc was put in front of me, 30 entries, and is the least favorite varietal of mine. If people know me, they know my favorites are Grenache and Barbera, but Sauvignon Blanc is my least favorite. So I think it was justice that they put that in front of me and I had to judge that. But even taking that into account, I still know what a good Sauv is supposed to taste like, and the nose and the mouthfeel and everything about it. And one of the indicators is cat pee. And the other judges who have way more experience and they're way more knowledgeable and they're like real judges, they said the same thing. They expressed the same type of a note in that. So there's no cat pee in anything that we're tasting, and there's no cat pee in Sauvignon Blanc either. It just has that floral note. So hey, you never know. People ask, "Oh, does this wine taste like raisins? Do you put raisins in it?" No, unless you do, Mike. Do you?
No, the only time I've ever had that conversation with somebody is when I was at a wine tasting and I told them their wine tasted like shit. And they told me it didn't have any shit in it.
Okay, Stacy has a question for you. Go ahead, Stacy. There you go. You're off
There
mute.
we go. So I really like this one. It's has a full mouth feel and a long, smooth finish. It's really, really good. Yummy.
Cool. And so, go ahead, KZ.
Okay, so we've been going through it, and this is what we do for when we blend, is we start out with kind of basic and go up from there. And I did like the first one. Could you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I liked the first one, but they were all just good blends. They were good, but they weren't amazing.
Exemplary. They weren't Ascendance wines, right?
They weren't Ascendance wines, and we're looking for this to be a high-end wine and for something for you to kind of go, wow. And this is the first one that kind of made me say, okay, this is what we're getting.
Yeah.
This is what we want.
Yeah.
It is something we're getting toward here.
And we're honing in on this. And so you see the kind of the experimentation. You have to taste all these blends with the pieces to figure out what direction. And every year it's different. All you can do is kind of, work with what the process is to kind of lead you towards that. And that's the coolest thing, is that you don't know what it's going to be ahead of time.
A small percentage is going to change it drastically. So it'll make it really pop. And that's what I'm feeling on this one, is that it's popping a little more.
These comments are killing me out here. I love it. You guys are very much participatory. There's Amber's going to make a no cat pee t-shirt, and she's getting a lot of thumbs up out there for that. So, and I'm with you on that. I'm with you. I'm not gonna drink Sauvignon Blanc. Well, I shouldn't say that. I'll still drink it occasionally, but yeah.
Well, so the two, this is off subject, but it's kind of fun to talk about. The two main flavors that come out in Sauvignon Blanc are the cat pee, like you're talking about. The other one is what's called grassy.
Yep, very grassy.
And so the grassy is that kind of green herbaceous aspect to it. And not everybody loves that either. Then there's a third one that comes out of New Zealand primarily, and it's called gooseberry. And it's some sort of combo between the two. But if you get a Kim Crawford, or you get one of those wines that are that are pretty well distributed from New Zealand, and they have that kind of more of a berry thing than a grassy thing or something nasty like a cat pee. That to me, that's the flavor you kind of want in Sauvignon Blanc, even though maybe not your favorite.
Well,
right?
Mick Bruja out there, he said that there's actually a Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand called Cat's Pee on a Gooseberry Bush. So everything you've ever wanted to know about Sauv Blanc, and we're not tasting that tonight, nor will we probably ever taste it with you, Mike. But this is probably my favorite. This blend right here.
Okay.
I have to agree with KZ.
Okay.
This is outstanding.
It's starting to taste like an Ascendant.
So the coolest thing is we're going to go you one better, guys, and we're going to do one more blend before we bore you to death and before you run out of juice. I'm worried about all you out there. We're going to do one more blend, and this blend is what we've decided this year to put in the barrel. And so as you see this kind of progression of conversation we're having, is exactly what we did one of those days in February before we all had, some sort of, before we were quarantined with the mask and all that stuff. And so this is exactly what we're planning on putting in the barrel. It's 35% Cabernet Sauvignon. It's 35% Merlot. It's 20%. Sorry, Trish.
I'll drink it anyway.
It's 20% Cabernet Franc, and it's 5 each of Petit Verdot and Malbec. And so and this, we went through exactly this same iterative process to get here. So it's really cool to see other people kind of help us validate that we're not either crazy or drunk or both.
Okay, so 35%, if you can't see that out there, it's 35% Cab Sauv, 35% Merlot, 20% Cab Franc, and then still the two little guys, they only get their 5% allotment.
Not going to have any cab left after all of this.
Oh, well,
so you need to send a bigger bottle of Cab next time, Mike.
Trish, have some Merlot, hon.
After I've drank all the Cab, I won't even notice that I don't enjoy it so much.
Yeah, that's it. So Melissa's going to come in again and do the Vanna.
All right.
So you guys, we've never offered futures before on the Triumphant wines or the Ascendance wines. You guys get a $75 discount off of that because you bought this pack, and we wanted to do something special during these kind of wacky times. So it's $285 for a case of Triumphant futures. Call us now.
All now, but wait, there's more.
There is more, but I'm keeping my clothes on for maximum effect. All right.
There's more.
Is the special only on the Triumphant futures? Is that every futures?
It's on the Triumphant futures right now, but if you keep tuning in, we can help you out.
Well, because I only bought a half case of futures, but that never ends at a half case. I always wind up with a case plus when I leave the party.
You are on to our mad scheme.
I am on your mad scheme.
Yep. And we're unlikely to give up acting like that, just for clear
Thank
disclosure.
God, or I'd have to leave.
Yeah.
We love you, Tish.
I love you too, and I miss you guys. This is the closest I can get.
I mean, so the challenge for us guys, and this is really from the heart, we so miss the hospitality side of what we are doing because we think we're good at that, and we hope you think so too. But that's really what we've been known for, and tried to bring out is what our reason to be is. And so what we found is that we've done a pivot. Businesses need to pivot in weird times, and this is one of those. So we've pivoted to be a delivery house and a pack and ship house, which is great. And you can't believe how amazingly our club members have supported us. So personally, to everyone on, thank you, because we're doing pretty good. And no one quit drinking, let's face it. You're at home. Yeah. And I'm going to give you one of my theories about why drinking more works during the apocalypse. The thing is, if you're stuck at home with your significant other drinking right now, they already know what a drunk asshole you are. So you can't prove anything. You can't ruin your reputation. You can't crash into anything. You can't get pulled over. So the thing is, if everybody's going to be a drunk asshole, you can do it all together. Okay, it's working in my house.
We need to throw Debbie a life raft. Debbie, what's up? You're waving at us.
A life raft. Mayday. I do have a real question.
Did you like that plug?
Mayday. Hey, this is actually from This is from Chris Plattner, my cousin, all the way from Burbank, California. How long after blending would you bottle this?
So that's a really good question. So the answer from Eric's perspective is, as soon as you get the blend straightened out, can I blend it? Because it makes bottling simpler. So let's talk about a normal year. We would put these blends together in February and we'd bottle in April. This year, kind of a mess. You might have noticed some things are kind of a little screwed up right now. Certainly it affects us up here. So we're looking at blending these wines now, or some of them are actually already blended. And then we're also seeing that we're going to bottle these during May and have them good for 6 months in the bottle and release them in November. And one of the coolest things is we're going to have Ascendance wines at the Futures release party, guys. That's the first ever. And we have to shift and be as creative as everybody else. There's Gabe. He's drinking.
Hey, so I'm sorry, we missed a hand here. GS Myers has the hand up, so we're going to put them out here so they can talk. Can you hear us out there? I'm trying to unmute them.
Yeah.
There we go. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Hi, Mike.
Hey, what's happening?
Here from Arizona.
We're 96 degrees. We're going to sit outside, but we thought we'd come inside instead. But this last one is very interesting on the taste. It's got a little kind of a sweetness to it, which is, I haven't had that before. So it's good. It's very good. But we tendency to fall back into number 2, which is Merlot based, only because when we were in Bordeaux.
Yeah, and what we did is we kind of brought the Cab and Merlot into equal balance, and put some more Franc in there. And so it's interesting how the perception of sweetness pops out, because where the other ones were all pretty close, you didn't necessarily experience that. And so that's that fine point that we're trying to do with all the blending effort, is to find that magic spot.
Very good. We like the blend.
Excellent.
Yeah. Miss you guys.
Miss
Yeah.
being not
Rock and roll, Arizona.
Thank you, Arizona. Very cool. Cheers. Yeah. Nice. So this last blend, you're getting a lot of comments too. They like it. People are asking, is this the Triumphant blend?
This is the one that we're planning on putting in the bottle this year.
Okay.
In
so
fact,
yes.
yeah, I mean, and so, and the thing is, well, yeah, I mean, and so like, here's the label sheet, which is, that's the label order is based on that one.
Okay.
But really, so without having to fake it or do anything weird or stage it, we kind of went through the 5 wines on their own. We went through a couple of different dominant things and a couple of different tests, and we found that the one that we actually seized on as the winemaking team was the one that everybody online likes, and so that's really cool for us. That's a validation of our process.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
They want to know the phone number. Give them the phone number.
530-647-1767. And you
One more
can get
time.
this 530.
If we don't answer, we'll talk to you tomorrow.
647-1767. You can find it online.
There you go. Call now.
Call now.
Except there's nobody to take the phone call right now. You're all sitting there drinking.
No, Melissa's been taking phone calls.
Okay.
So no,
all right. Melissa's taking calls.
We'll get you guys. Don't worry.
All right. Oh, look at that. The phone is ringing. The phone is ringing live. There you go.
It's like Jerry Lewis telethon.
It really is. That's odd. That was perfect timing. That is too funny.
That's right. So so this is brand new, and I hope everybody's enjoying it. And as much as we kind of ran to put this together and didn't know what we were doing, the instinct, I think, was strong that this would work out and that it would resonate. And hopefully everybody picked up some skills and tastes out of this thing. We want to do it again. And I think Russ said, look, this is interesting enough where you don't have to have an apocalypse to do it. You could do it on, kind of a regular basis this time of year before you bottle and get people interested. So, we'll take all kinds of feedback on this, because we don't know, right? No one's done this, right? We're trying to figure it out.
Well, I just know that it seems to be a format that's working, and I really enjoy doing these. We've got a bunch scheduled, not only with Mike. So if you go to the Kilt&Cork.com page, you'll see all the other wineries that are all right now. They're El Dorado County wineries doing some. We got Villa Romano coming up. We just did Skinner. We're going to do another Skinner in June. Of course, Mike's coming up again. And Bumgardner is also doing a couple more. So there's a lot of these different tastings, and each one has their own little slant, which is really cool to check out. But they're a lot of fun. And I believe that these will stick around after this. This is a great way to connect with people.
Well, Russ, you were cranking some numbers earlier where Russ asked us, how many people would you see on a busy weekend? And I said, I don't know, maybe 300 to 500 people on a busy weekend. On a passport weekend, we might see 700 or 800. And then Russ compared that to what the reach is and so what's that looking like, Russ?
Well, I mean, I think, as far as the ability to be here and be present, it's a lot easier to do it virtually. Like we just had people from Arizona. They're not going to be able to just come and see you on a weekend. So they can just jump on this virtual tasting no matter where they are. And I think your reach is greater on these virtual tastings. Obviously you still want to have your tasting room, but this is a great way to touch people regularly with this type of interactive event, and then what the best thing is, people, and tell me if I'm not wrong on this, you can drink all this wine and you don't have to drive anywhere. You just take your happy ass up to bed after you're done. And so what's better than that? So, I think that has a lot to do with it. So, go ahead. Go ahead.
So Number 4 was my favorite. Number 5, I think maybe if it sits in the bottle, it might be good. But number 4 was my favorite. Put Keith and I the next one. And when is the next one?
So we're doing the 7th of May is a Thursday, and that one's going to be that's Victory.
Yeah.
So put Keith and I down. We're in.
There you go. He's got limited spots. He only had 36 spots for this one, so
we ended up doing 40, and so we're shooting for 50 for the next one.
All right. Hey Debbie, you're live. Go ahead and tell people about May Day.
Oh, May Day, May Day. Okay, I'm live, guys. I have to let them know I'm live. They have to be. So May Day, you're part of May Day, and so is Mike. We're going to do a virtual May Day with your bae, B-A-E, which I had no idea what that meant because I'm old. It means like your best buddy, your friend, your whatever, your partner, your dog, I don't care, your cat. I'm not a pea cat though. But it's May Day with your bae, and we're going to do a virtual pairing. We're bringing Reno, El Dorado, and El Dorado County together. So we
Tahoe.
Did I say?
You've had a lot. It's okay, Deb. You said El Dorado twice, but it's okay. Tahoe.
I meant Reno. I meant Tahoe.
Tahoe, Reno, and El Dorado.
Yeah. So Russ here, who you're enjoying, is our producer. He's going to make sure all this goes smoothly, and we're going to be pairing. And Mike and I are going to be We're going to be.
They're the on-air talent.
We're going to be the on-air talent with Megan with Getaway Reno Tahoe, and we're going to have food, and we're going to have beer. And spirits and wine. And I really am not drinking very much, just so you know. This is
it's on May 1st.
May 1st
and
from
it's
5
free.
to 7. It's free.
5
we
to
are
7.
going to do donations to 3 different charities. Feed Our Heroes out of Reno. We're going to do Boys and Girls Club of South Lake Tahoe and the Food Bank for El Dorado. So you don't have to do anything if you feel like you want to contribute, because all these nonprofits are getting events happening. So we want to support, but basically you're going to get to experience a May Day pandemic pairing. So we're excited. So thank you, Russ and Mike, and we got great chefs. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
So May Day, May 1st, 5 to 7. Mike, you can say something about it.
Yeah, no, it's cool because it's in each region, it's an alcohol producer and 2 chefs. And the alcohol producer in Debbie's area is the folks up at help me out. It's
Frey Ranch. It's Frey Ranch.
Yeah, Frey Ranch and Churchill Wines. But
in your live show,
they're going to put a couple of different wines or a couple of different alcohols in the hands of some top chefs.
4 alcohols.
4, yeah. And then
anything we can go to for more information?
Yes,
we're gonna start pounding that out there. But you can go to About Town Deb right now.
It's on right now. It's live right now. I got ahead of the game. So About Town Deb on Facebook, and it's there. You can click on attend. It's free. And so you're going to hear Mike, Russ, and I be silly. Well, maybe not Russ. He's just smart.
Oh, I'm never silly. No, not at all. And I don't say bad words either.
No.
I don't either.
No. But so then we're going to do some, we're going to do some more of these blending things as well. The next one's going to have 3 wines. And so maybe that's a lead towards sobriety, because I think we're going to have Betty Ford meetings in stadiums here pretty soon at the end of this whole mess.
Just 3 wines? That's it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can ship a brandy too, but I'm going to see if that's illegal. It's actually not. So yeah.
Oh.
But so the difference between tasting in the tasting room is you can have gin at your house while you're tasting wine.
That's
yeah. Ask Greg over there and Catherine.
Wow. Well, you guys, we're not at 1 hour, a little bit over an hour here. So I just want to make sure if you have any questions, you're throwing them out there to Mike. And if you have any comments, we'd love to hear them. But it goes fast. These go so fast, Mike.
I know. And the thing is it's good when it's not forced. When when it's not didactic, you can tell we don't script much of anything around here. So the good news is we want to make this offer. We are so kind of keyed to be able to sell 40 of these packs. No one's done this before. And and Melissa's like, oh, you'll never sell 40 of those. And so it really worked cool. Next time we want to do 50 and talk about the Rhone Valley and the trip, and you'll see the same kind of approach come together on how the wines naturally fit.
We're gonna
Yeah.
run out of them eventually.
Heidi had a question. Is this something you're opening up to non-members? Can non-members buy kits, or can they buy kits for non-members to experience this live Zoom presentation?
Yeah, we'll take almost anybody's money. Yeah.
Yeah,
we don't-
this isn't just for wine club members.
Yeah.
It's for everybody.
Yeah. No,
It's for
we're
everybody.
you know, if your American Express card or your Visa card needs is twitching, we can help. Yeah. So here.
Yeah, no, and everybody can participate. Everyone can go to either Kilt&Cork.com or Crystal Basin and buy a kit. Now, I don't sell the wine. That just goes directly to Mike, but you can find all the links on my site, Kilt&Cork.com. And if you're asking why Kilt and Cork, it's because I normally wear a kilt. And if you go to my page, you'll see why and what I do in that. But they're all there. You can buy the wine kits regardless of who you are. And you can either join on Zoom or Facebook. We still try and get people's questions answered on Facebook as well. And you've had quite a bit. So
yeah, there's one more thing, not that we're done yet, but I just wanted to say one of the offers, everyone has one of those beakers. Eric, hold up that beaker.
It's a graduated cylinder.
It's a graduated cylinder, right? I mean, who could tell? If you bring that back to the winery, we'll give you 50% off of any bottle, guys. Right? And then you might find it back in your house again next time.
Yeah. So that's worth 50% off a bottle of wine at CBC.
Any one bottle.
Any one bottle.
Unmute.
Futures, any of our ascendants, we're going to do a mixed case of features. So even though it says Triumphant right here,
I have a question.
Campione, Victory, anything else, we'll mix it up for the same price.
Yep.
All right, Deb, we got you. Go ahead.
Tasting kit, $75.
Okay, I didn't hear the last comment, but my cousin, well, actually for me, how much will the next kit be? And when do we need to order it by so we make sure we get on it so we don't get left out?
So you're asking impossible questions right now.
Okay.
It's gonna be a little bit less because there's not as many bottles.
There.
Okay.
And it's a smaller box, so shipping is less and all that. But we're gonna announce that probably in an email on Saturday morning.
Okay, and I have one other thing. It's not a question, it's a thank you. It's a thank you from everybody from Reno and Carson and Tahoe in your own area for always being a beaker of light and for always being funny and making us laugh.
She made it funny, man. Beaker
I
of
did
light.
that. That was me.
That was
watch
on
our
purpose.
Mayday. But I do want to say thank you to your team, to Melissa and KZ and Chris and your winemakers and everybody that when you walk in, you feel like you're on Cheers, and we love you guys, and we don't know what we would do without you, so please never go away.
We love
Yeah. So let me say some thank yous at the end. Say thank you everybody who participated, everyone who bought cases or bought kits. Russ, you're doing a great job with these. Thanks for being a true big time cheerleader for our area.
Absolutely.
Thank you to KZ for like 9 years of trying to put up with Melissa and I. And Eric for making juice that we can all dig like this. And then we need Todd for technical support. So let's hear it for Todd. Technical support is not minor, it's major.
It's not.
And
it's a lot of work.
And of course Melissa, because she puts up with all of us. Yeah. And she's taking those phone calls. In fact, we need one right now. Anyone who wants
on
to
cue.
call right now.
Just someone call the number so it rings on
5
live.
yeah, even if you're not buying something, just freaking call, okay?
So I have a question. Did everybody get 100-ounce, 100 one of these, and we got a 50?
Oh.
Everyone at different sizes for different folks.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, oh my God, ours does not fit in there. What the heck?
Well, now you want to do 40 and then 20.
We did that.
Yeah.
We did that. We were good. But
Well,
I was
yeah,
like,
mean,
but it was Russ. It was Russ's fault because Russ had like his whole cylinder. He was filling it, and then initially we started doing that. Yeah.
They're like, what? Wait, ours is smaller.
Mine
yeah.
also.
It's all good.
Yeah. And after
it was beaker envy.
See,
I'm sorry. It was
Beaker
just
size matters.
Beaker envy.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah. Well, no one ever asked for a small gerbil, so size does matter.
Wait,
Well,
Trisha,
we
go
didn't
ahead.
need that.
Trisha's got a question.
I do, but it's just because I'm over in Orangevale and this whole being in the house thing has changed. I was wondering what was happening with the Folsom tasting room.
Well, remember the guy with the haircut that no one voted for?
Sure.
Yeah, so I'm hearing 60 days.
Yeah, enough of them.
I'm hearing 60 days before we can play. Well, no, I mean, I remember I didn't vote for him, so this is.
No, me either, but I hadn't heard an extension yet, so.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a conversation today, and we're gonna be tied up for a while.
Okay, well, when it opens, I will be first in line, so let me know.
Are we getting?
We would be happy to host you.
Why does the
Yeah.
work? Are we getting pickled?
All right. Yeah, there's everyone wants to talk. So let's see. Who is that? Cheryl, you guys have your mic on?
Sorry.
No? Oh, that's okay. Yeah. We do. We can hear you. Who else? Who wants to talk? Anybody?
So if I have Mike, with Beaker, do we need to return it if we want to do the next one?
No, just you get it 50% off if you ever bring it back to us.
Well, you know I will. You know
I know you will. I know you will.
But I don't need to return it to get it again for the next one, right?
No, it's not that complicated, thankfully.
We're in, so we're good.
They're good.
Hey, that person's not 21.
I know. Well, she's not drinking either, though. She's just saying hi. What a cutie. Cheers. Well, everyone, this has been a lot of fun, and we really hope you join us next time, May 7th. It's going to be again with Mike and the whole staff at Crystal Basin, and we're going to be going through the Victory, which is one of my favorites, the Rhone blends. I love the Rhone. So that's going to be May 7th, same time, right? Same bat time, same bat channel.
Same bat time. And how about a rousing round of applause to close? Ready? Go!
All right. Yay. Good job, guys. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Please be safe out there. Stay healthy. And we will see you again.
Love's the best.
That's right. Love everybody. And we will see you again in a couple of weeks, guys.
Be
Cheers.
good. Pick up litter.